Today I want to talk about shame and how we need to place the shame exactly where it belongs. Okay? This is not a popular opinion, and it's psychological, and I'll tell you why. We have attachment to the people that raised us. We get attached to the people in our tribe because that's what provides the safety. When the people in our tribe and the people that were supposed to love us and take care of us didn't, we have a fracture in our bodies and in our nervous system, because on the one hand, they are the only people that we have to take care of us. So we attach to that safety. On the other hand, they didn't take care of us. They abandoned us. They didn't do their job. And so it also created unsafety in our bodies. So there's a fracture within your mind and body, and this is how it fractures and splits, and this is how you need to bring it back together, okay? Your mind says, no, I can't blame them. They were my safety growing up. They bought me presents on my birthday. They took me out and spent money on me. That must mean they love me. But here's the thing. You didn't know until you got older that that's not what love was. Love was holding you, talking to you, telling you it's okay. Not any form of abusement or trauma. So when you grow up, you have this fear, this trigger, this pain inside your body, and you don't attribute it to anyone but yourself. And the reason for that psychologically is there is no one in your head besides you. And you're the only one reasoning everything when you're little. And if you don't have parents or caregivers that said, this is how this feeling feels, this is how you're supposed to feel, this is what that means, let's talk about it, then you internalized everything. And so you need to bring your mind and your body back together to heal your central nervous system for this particular wound of shame. And in order to do that, you have to put that shame where it belongs, okay? And that may mean you get a little bit angry, and that is okay. They abandoned you emotionally, they may have abused you physically, and you had trauma because of it. Not only did you have trauma because of it, it shaped your life. It shaped the way your brain developed. It shaped the choices you made. Your amygdala in the back of your brain is the fear center. It is also the area that heightens all your senses because it is what protects you when you're in danger. So you went through your entire life being highly sensitive to everything because you were in danger as a child. They didn't protect you emotionally or physically. And when you feel anger, do not shame yourself for it. That is your body saying they crossed a boundary. And they did. And it doesn't matter what happened to them. You need to hear me again. It does not matter what happened to them. My parents are narcissist gaslighters because of their abuse. So they would always say, well, I had this happen to me whenever we tried to talk to them as adults that went to school and got degrees and saw why it was wrong and why we needed to process it, but they could not do it because they did not heal that wound inside. And so every time we tried to be adults and tried to close our wounds, they projected their wound. So we could never heal and get that validation from them. But you can validate yourself. That doesn't mean that you have to stop having a relationship with them. That doesn't mean any of that. That means that you cut them out of the picture in your mind and in your body, and you validate yourself. And you tell yourself, I have every right to be angry. This shaped my relationship choices in life. This shaped my job choices. This shaped the way that I felt every day about myself. This made me have shame about myself for something that you did to me. And you place that shame where it goes, back on them. You take it out of your body, because right now, if you keep that shame with you, that shame is making you sick. So you need to take that shame. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to do anything of the sort. But you write it down, or you tell yourself in your mind, I did not deserve that. I deserved parents who did this. I deserved caregivers who did this. I deserved a caregiver in the first place. You were born perfect. Perfect. Not a thing was wrong with you. Everything that you do in your life is shaped and is made by what happened to you in your childhood. And people say, your parents did what they did, but now it's up to you. Yes, that's true. But what also is true is that you place the blame on them because it is their fault. Nobody else raised you. No other caregiver raised you. You were born perfect. You were born deserving of love. You were born deserving of peace. You were born deserving to be free of anxiety. You were born to live in a society where you could be free. When you are born into poverty, when you are born into crime, it begets poverty, it begets crime because of the shame wound and the triggering and the central nervous system. We need to start healing by placing the blame outside of ourselves and putting it where it belongs. We were children. You were a child. Every choice that you make that re-triggers you, that reopens the wound, is because of these central wounds and the shame that we place on ourselves for something that we did not do. Once you start doing that, you start healing your mind-body connection, and you let those feelings in your body move through you, and you feel them. And anger is a way of taking your power back. That doesn't mean you go out and do something. It means you feel it and you acknowledge it inside yourself, because there is a kid in there that needs to hear this. There's a kid in here that needs to be rescued. Time is not linear. So when you feel this stuff come up, you are actually going back in time in the quantum sense and healing it. And the wound goes away. The only way it stays open is if you keep revisiting it and keep digging at it and trying to find answers where there is none. You already know that poverty begets poverty, crime begets crime, pain begets pain. So yes, you already know that whatever has happened to you has probably happened to the person that did it to them, but that doesn't excuse what happens to you. You put your blame where it belongs. And then you parent yourself. You tell yourself you're right. You didn't deserve it. And that is reparenting. And reparenting is neuroplasticity. And that is the ability of the brain to heal itself. So what I just went over was a wound, how to heal it, how to connect to it, and how to move on from it. The only way you move on is to feel it. And to acknowledge those feelings, and then to tell your little self, you're right. And you keep going. When you move anger out, when you move pain out, when you move grief out, and you will grieve, and you should grieve. You may feel a ton of pain and heaviness and grief because you should grieve. It hurts that you didn't have what you needed to have. It hurts. It's okay to feel that. It's real. It's the truth, whether you feel it or not. It hurts. And the more that you feel it, the more that it moves through you and makes space for joy and for happiness and for the things that you actually want to do. Unless you want to sit there and struggle with your shame all day long, unless you want to sit there and feel like you're not good enough all day long. No, nobody wants that. They have dreams, they have purpose, they have things they want to do inside that are longing to get out. Your little child